Excelentísimas e ilustrísimas autoridades, señoras y señores, como presidente de Nueva Economía Forum tengo el placer de darles la bienvenida al Foro de la Nueva Economía que organizamos bajo el mecenazgo de CEPSA. Hoy tenemos el placer de recibir al ministro de Desarrollo de Infraestructuras de los Emiratos Árabes Unidos, excelentísimo señor Abdullah Haif al-Nuaimi, que va a ser presentado por el secretario de Estado de Infraestructuras, Transporte y Vivienda en funciones del Gobierno de España, don Pedro Saura. Los canales 1 son para el español y 2 para el inglés. Querido don Pedro, la tribuna es suya.
Buenos días, amigos y amigas. Déjenme empezar dando la bienvenida al ministro de Desarrollo de Infraestructuras de Emiratos Árabes Unidos, Abdullah al-Nuaimi. Es un placer tenerle aquí en España, en Madrid, y para mí un honor presentarle en este acto. También quiero agradecer al Foro de Nueva Economía, José Luis, querido José Luis, por su invitación a realizar esta presentación en otro encuentro empresarial que será seguro de mucho interés para todos nosotros. Es para mí también un honor participar en este acto porque, sin duda, los Emiratos Árabes Unidos es un país líder en el desarrollo de infraestructuras de transporte de Oriente Medio, siendo también España, como se conoce en el mundo, un país que ha apostado por el desarrollo de las infraestructuras del transporte como motor de crecimiento económico, de incremento de la productividad y también de cohesión territorial y social. Considero fundamental entablar y fortalecer este tipo de diálogo para lograr acuerdos de cooperación en esta materia de las infraestructuras del transporte. En este sentido, es motivo también de celebración la firma ayer del primer memorándum de entendimiento entre ambos países en esta materia, en la materia de las infraestructuras del transporte, lo que sin duda va a estrechar las relaciones sociales y económicas entre nuestros dos países. Y también en este sentido quiero resaltar la participación y la involucración de la industria, de las empresas españolas, tanto constructoras como de ingeniería, en muchos de los proyectos que se han llevado a cabo en el área de las infraestructuras del transporte. Hay muchos exponentes aquí esta mañana, querido ministro, muchos exponentes esta mañana aquí de esa colaboración empresarial en su país. Ahora bien, el dinamismo de los Emiratos Árabes Unidos en el sector del que estamos hablando sigue abriendo nuevas oportunidades. La primera, y entre ellas, no quiero dejar de mencionar el interés que tiene la industria española en participar en el desarrollo del ferrocarril del Golfo y, en particular, en la segunda fase del último tramo de la red Etihad Rail. Otra área de colaboración surge de la apuesta que los Emiratos Árabes Unidos está haciendo por los proyectos de colaboración público-privados. Creemos que el conocimiento y experiencia de las empresas españolas en este ámbito también es una fortaleza en esa colaboración fructífera que se tiene que seguir desarrollando en el futuro. Hay otro punto en el que quisiera hacer mención y especial énfasis esta mañana, amigos y amigas y querido ministro. Me refiero a la importancia que los Emiratos han puesto en el desarrollo del sistema de transporte urbano, sobre todo en lo que se refiere a inversión en el metro y el tranvía, y entre ellas la extensión del metro a la sede de la Exposición Universal. En este sentido, quiero señalar, amigos y amigas, señor ministro, España está transitando, su política de transporte está transitando hacia ese paradigma de la movilidad en el que, además de primar los tipos de transporte más respetuosos con el medio ambiente, ocupe cada vez más espacio la inversión en infraestructuras relacionadas con el mantenimiento, relacionadas con la inversión en los modos de transporte de mayor demanda y capacidad y en la inversión en las soluciones de interoperabilidad e intermodalidad, fundamental para hacer que la inversión que España ha realizado estos últimos años, que ha sido muy importante, querido ministro, una inversión importante de modernización de las infraestructuras, particularmente del ferrocarril, que esas inversiones se pongan a trabajar y tengan unos retornos importantes desde el punto de vista social y desde el punto de vista económico. En definitiva, amigos y amigas, y por eso me quería destacar la importancia de la inversión de los Emiratos en los sistemas de transporte urbano, amigos y amigas, lo que quería decirles es que el Gobierno de España tiene entre sus proyectos una ley de movilidad y está trabajando en una estrategia de movilidad sostenible que implique una mayor inversión en el futuro y una inversión más inteligente en materia de intermodalidad. Estamos convencidos, y ya termino con esto, estamos convencidos de que en ese cambio de paradigma hacia la movilidad sostenible enfrentamos mejor los grandes retos de nuestro país en una sociedad moderna, como es el incremento de la productividad, la cohesión territorial y social y hacer frente al calentamiento global. Quisiera terminar esta breve presentación al señor ministro felicitándole por dos importantes acontecimientos. El primero, la iniciativa de querer ser el primer país que ponga en servicio el Hyperloop, que conecta Dubái con Abu Dhabi a 160 kilómetros en solo 12 minutos. Esto sin duda les pone a la vanguardia del mundo y además nos agrada enormemente que una empresa española haya contribuido a la construcción de la cápsula. Y el segundo motivo de felicitación, señor ministro, es por la organización de la Exposición Universal de Dubái en 2020. Estoy seguro que será un gran éxito y una gran experiencia y que las grandes inversiones que están realizando para ese magno evento les retribuya con grandes beneficios económicos y sociales. Lo digo, amigos y amigas, y señor ministro, porque eso fue lo que representó para España la Exposición Universal de Sevilla de 1992, que coincidió con la inauguración del AVE Madrid-Sevilla, uno de los grandes hitos de las infraestructuras del transporte en nuestro país y el comienzo en poco tiempo del salto de modernización del ferrocarril. Nuestro país, en el año 1990, sufría un atraso histórico importante. Tenemos un ferrocarril de hace un siglo, muy antiguo, y en muy poco tiempo, y a partir de esa exposición universal, se produjo un salto, una modernización en materia de ferrocarril. Por tanto, felicidades también, señor ministro, por esta iniciativa. Muchas gracias y les dejo con el ministro de Emiratos Árabes. Muchas gracias.
Good morning. I would like to thank you, my friend Petro, for the great introduction that you made on relationships between United Arab Emirates and the Kingdom of Spain. Today, there are few things that I would like to discuss with you, and maybe we can probably build on them. Few queries and questions that we could probably try to answer. But before I start, I would like to thank everybody concerned in making this visit possible. The preparation, the knowledge, the efforts that has been made for such get-together was tremendous. And I would like to thank you very much for doing all of the homework that made this possible, this visit possible. I would also like to thank my friends, ministers that I have seen yesterday, Minister of Transport, and the welcoming speech that he made, and the signing of the IMO that you have mentioned in your remarks. And that is, I believe that it's a great introduction to the new era of relationship between Spain and United Arab Emirates. But before we get into that, the ancient relationship between Spain and the region in general is very known to all of us. And the strong relation between the Spanish government and my government during the last 49 years was very much tedious. We have done so much to improve it. Nonetheless, we feel that there is a bit of a space or a gap that we really need to fill to make this relationship stronger. Yesterday, we had the opportunity of probably giving some figures, transferring figures between trades, businesses, and all over that 10-year span. And we see a trend of improvement. Maybe there was a dip some 4 years ago, and that is realized to be a dip for the economy as a whole. Last year, there is a great improvement that we saw in the trade between Spain and United Arab Emirates, and we've congratulated the people who are associated with such improvement. Today, probably I'll be speaking about things that I know. I deal with two things in the United Arab Emirates. I'm Minister of Infrastructure. I deal with roads, bridges, railways, and so forth. And I also chair the housing program of the United Arab Emirates, or the National Housing Program of United Arab Emirates. I would actually be restricting myself today in speaking about specifics that I manage. Nonetheless, at the end, we can always talk about anything else that you feel that you would probably need to know. I have my colleagues here who could help me in giving us enough information about how we go further and improve our relationship even more. For United Arab Emirates is 45, 46, 47 years of real improvement, of developing infrastructure, buildings, railways, roads, and so forth. Today, we stand to be at the lead worldwide on the quality of roads, which means that much has been invested on such mode to make it on top of most of the developed countries worldwide. We also have an edge over many countries on the maritime legislation and ports in the United Arab Emirates. In the United Arab Emirates, we have over 21 ports. 5 of them are in the top 10 worldwide. So also in maritime, United Arab Emirates have made great improvement, and probably there is a circular that would be circulated along this presentation, and it's a hard copy that you could actually read and see how far and what is it that we have invested in Jabal Ali, what is it that we have invested in Khalifa ports to make our ports as a leading ports worldwide. We have managed to exchange knowledge yesterday with my friend Minister of Transportation, Spanish side, that we would actually be going together in voting for the executive office of the Maritime in London by December of this year, and that I appreciate a lot, and we count on you on providing such assistance to us, and we also would probably do the same, and we hope that both of us remain on the executive office as executive members of the maritime industry, or the organization of maritime, the World Maritime Organization. So that has been also our development and future arm masdar is also being circulated, and what they have been doing along with ARENA in improving the sustainability and in improving the future for the whole universe. We host the global meeting worldwide on the sustainability every year in Abu Dhabi, and I have seen people I have seen here in Spain that were permanent visitor and to that event, and I would like to welcome you for such event. In the roads and infrastructure, I would also like to invite all of you. I have given an invitation to a few ministers to attend the Congress in Abu Dhabi on 6th of October of this year. And on that, we would actually be speaking about our plans for the future, and many papers in the region would also be discussed in there. So to solicit business or to improve the relationship between the whole region would probably be nice to attend such Congress in Abu Dhabi, and that is on the 6th October, and that would actually be inaugurated by His Royal Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. In Dubai, we would also be having the housing event, and that event would actually be conducted under the Habitat, and there is about 100 ministers from all over the world, at least 60 of them are confirmed to be there, and that this is the Arab League Minister of Transport, Minister of Public Works, and Minister of Housing. So we would have a good venue to probably solicit business, communicate with others, and see the availability of future development, not only in the United Arab Emirates, but also beyond the United Arab Emirates. So what we have discussed yesterday with the relevant ministers in Spain, I'm sorry I cannot pronounce the name because I didn't make my homework prepared, and I also came with missing a weapon of language, so I cannot speak Spanish, and sometimes you get confused with the names. So I don't want to say names, but probably my colleagues are aware of the ministers, honorable ministers that I have visited, and I have discussed with them future possibility that we make. One of the things that appeal to both countries is establishing a common Chamber of Commerce memorandum of understanding that would probably be assisting the two countries to know how we can conduct business and what are the projects for the future that could actually make things happening, and that is really nice to have. More than that, my colleague, my friend Pedro spoke about intermodality, and I would like to probably stress on this, because in the United Arab Emirates we have built great roads, great traffic, metros. Now we're getting into the process of finishing our rail. It's the fourth stage is actually being tendered today. We do have that. Nonetheless, the missing big picture is the probably intermodality, where all these infrastructure projects, transportation projects need to be connected for the good of people and for the good of trade and business as well. So this is one of the projects that could actually probably make Spanish UAE relationship even in terms of business make great improvement for years to come. So if such project is being looked at between the two countries, we would be welcoming companies that could probably participate, probably in private initiatives or in governmental initiatives that we would be looking at, but definitely stressing on future intermodality is something that we really need to look at with our partners worldwide, and see that we can together come up with technology that is good enough, sustainable enough to link such venues. Now for the future, definitely what we have seen in the merit of the companies that operate in the United Arab Emirates and the number of Spanish companies that improve year by year is very obvious. And for that purpose, I dedicated 1 hour today to visit one of the companies that has actually participated in the development of our infrastructure. We've been working with them for the last 5 years, and we've seen great potential in their partnership, and we see them as a bona fide partner that can make future projects possible. In here, I know that you have many other things to listen to and maybe things to speak about. I would stop here, and I would thank your everybody that participated in this morning breakfast discussion, and I hope that I could be of a use to you and a use to our future relationship. But the main target is to make our limit the sky when it comes to partnering with a friend like Spain. We are open for discussion, in particularly when it comes to future projects. We are open for discussion when it comes to sustainability. We are open for discussion when it comes to trade and relationships that make good for both countries. Thank you very much for being with us this morning, and I hope that I could be of use to you. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, señor ministro. Muchas gracias, señor secretario de Estado. En primer lugar, quisiera ofrecerle la oportunidad al nuevo embajador de Emiratos Árabes Unidos, el señor Nuaimi, que nos dirija unas palabras breves, por favor.
Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry my Spanish is not so good yet, but I hope next time I'll be at least saying hello to you in Spanish. It's my great pleasure to have the Minister Nuaimi here. He is one of our most dynamic ministers and really one of the ministers who's working day in, day out to improve the lives of UAE citizens. And we are honored to have him here and thankful for the effort that he makes to improve our country every day. And certainly he's a very impressive, does a very impressive job of that. And so I think that it's fantastic for him to be here. I also wanted to thank the Minister, Don Pedro Saura Garcia, for being with us today. It's a great honor to meet you, and I look forward to working with the government here in Spain to improve the relationship between the UAE and Spain. And also I want to thank Nueva, Economía and CEPSA for putting on such a fantastic event. It's really one of the most interesting events I've been to so far, and from what I've read, a really important forum. So it's really an honor for us to be part of this today. I found in my short time here that the relationship between the UAE is not just a great one at a government-to-government level, but also a great one at a people-to-people level. We have so many shared values, so many shared characteristics, and for me it's been really a pleasure to learn about how much we have in common. And I hope that that can take us well into the future from strength to strength. Today we have more than 8,000 companies, Spanish companies operating in the UAE. We have 7,000 Spanish people living in the UAE, and we are your second largest trading partner in the region. And of course we want to be hopefully your first largest trading partner in the region. So as ambassador here, I'm here to facilitate that. And anything I can do to help you to find business opportunities in the UAE, please can count my door as open. I think many of you know we have some world-class conferences and events that happen in the UAE that as companies, I hope that you will take the advantage of. Because really, the UAE is not just about the market of the UAE, but it's about how you connect with the rest of the world. Today, almost 2.5 billion people are within a 4-hour flight of the UAE, 1/3 of the world's population. And in a globalized world where companies have to be connecting with the rest of the world, the UAE presents a logistical hub for any company that wants to connect with the Middle East, especially with Africa and with Asia. And so for any company that's thinking about how to expand beyond a national level, the UAE has to be the top of its list when it thinks about that process and that step. And today we have one of the best systems in place for ease of business, policies in place to create the environments to grow your business. And recently we just introduced a law that allows for 100% ownership of your business in the UAE. So as you can see, our government is doing everything it can for you to come and bring your company to the UAE. And so we hope that you'll come and take advantage of the wonderful hospitality of UAE citizens and the fantastic environment for your families. And hopefully you'll even come on holiday as well, not only for business. And there's no excuses, because today there are 40 flights a week between the UAE and Spain. We have 2 of the best carriers in the world, in Emirates and Etihad, transporting people between the UAE and Spain, and of course many other carriers as well. So please come and visit our country. And I'll have to end by mentioning, of course, Expo 2020, which is our marquee event, which will be happening in the UAE. It's expected to attract 25 million visitors. Already 192 countries are signed up to participate, and Spain has one of the best pavilions in the Expo. And so I hope that you and your businesses will come and visit the Expo and enjoy everything that the UAE has to offer. Thank you again, ministers, and thank you, sir, for putting on such a fantastic show today. I appreciate everybody for coming. Thank you so much.
Señor ministro, comenzamos las preguntas. Nidia Barbastro dice, ¿cuál puede ser el futuro papel de las empresas españolas en el desarrollo de infraestructuras de transporte, energía y agua de Emiratos. ¿Están ustedes satisfechos con los estándares de calidad en la ejecución de proyectos por parte de las empresas españolas que ya están en Emiratos realizando obras, por ejemplo, Acciona en desaladoras, fotovoltaica y metro en Dubái, la constructora San José en el Museo Louvre, en hospitales y hoteles, etcétera? Las empresas españolas son líderes mundiales en alguno de estos sectores. Javier Dorado también le pregunta: ¿cree que pueden ser las empresas españolas socios preferentes para futuras transformaciones de Emiratos?
Thank you. It's a great question. Let me just answer in two parts. Part that relates to the United Arab Emirates, and I would leave this to be the last, and the part would probably be talking about the Spanish companies. I remember my first experience with Spain goes beyond 25, 30 years ago. When we imported, now I might not be able to recall the names of the product that we have imported, but the first bridges that we have, bridges in terms of airport telescopic bridges that we have used in our main airport in Abu Dhabi was of a Spain origin. And these bridges are still in operation till today. We're talking about 35, our old airport, 35, 40 years of technology that has been used, proven, maintained, and being excellent. So you can say very little in the leading of technology on this. The second product that I have used was, and when it comes to water, were submersible pumps. And I used Spanish product. I wish I could recall the name. And when you age, you find it very difficult to recall things, but that was some good 40 years ago. And these pumps are probably still in operation till the last decade. And we had to probably maintain them or change them with other product, but I'm not quite sure. But the sustainable submersible pumps that we have used were also of Spanish origin. So this is the part of the technology that we have used in the past. Today, the technology is flourishing of in the rail business, and the metro in Dubai. You named it yourself. These technologies were selected not because it was only have a friend source, that is Spain. No, it was sustainable. It was good enough. The technology were compared to the best of its kind and found to be good for us to use. They're competitive, and we found it fine. So I'm not too much worried to question the durability, the excellence of the Spanish product, and for that reason I'm here. The second part relates to the United Arab Emirates and our requirements. The first lesson I learned from my bosses is to choose the best, because the best lasts longer. And that is why we feel that we can only rely on products that are durable and last longer. They might be a little bit more expensive than others, but they worth that difference. So we have standards that could only accept the best. Today, that the infrastructure company that we operate with, when they visited the United Arab Emirates and they tested the sections of the structure that we have in the roads, they have written that probably this is the best that we have seen in the trade of the roads sections. So we build our country on the best product that we can import, best standard that we could use, and we find Spanish product give us that. So the answer is yes for the Spanish product, and we rely on their durability and their excellence.
Muchas gracias. Luis Alberto Fornés le pregunta al señor ministro si podría darnos detalles sobre el programa de la vivienda que usted preside y que está acometiendo su gobierno. ¿Qué experiencias tomarán ustedes de lo hecho en España? Y también le pregunta si participarán empresas españolas o participan en la construcción y en el planeamiento urbanístico. ¿Cuántos ciudadanos van a beneficiarse de este programa? ¿En qué lugares de Emiratos y con qué calendario?
Tough. The housing program of the United Arab Emirates have gone through 3 distinct phases. The first phase was the old national housing program that we have inherited from the establishment of the United Arab Emirates, and we build on that something like 20,000. That was at the initial stage of the establishment of the United Arab Emirates, about 20,000 of national housing that government built for the nation of the United Arab Emirates. Phase 2 started on the 1990 when we looked into more of a modular houses, communities that could actually be bringing back the old family tie-ups that we have in the region, and we built communities, and these communities are full with provided with hospitals, police stations, fire brigades, and so forth. And that was 90s technology, and we have done on that something like 15,000 houses in the northern part of the United Arab Emirates. That is all Emirates except Abu Dhabi, and we have done similar numbers in Abu Dhabi itself, in the western part of Abu Dhabi. And these are houses with a little bit improved than the old national houses. Only 2 years ago, when the Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates drew a line for well-being criteria, and on that we had to probably provide houses that is more sustainable and more well-being oriented. And these houses are the houses that we are building today. And on this we have, correct me Jamila if I'm wrong, we have about 20,000 in the planning, and we have about 5,000 under construction. So these are the numbers that we have today. Now, how can Spanish companies benefit from this? Of course, they can they can benefit from all the technologies associated with this, all the artificial intelligence associated with the new housing program. They also can be benefit from being present on the ground in the United Arab Emirates, and we're looking into future private initiatives that we might be striking with some companies to probably build housing. And now I'm talking specifically about the national housing program when I talk about 10 and 15,000. But similar houses is being done by private sector, and the number is tremendous, maybe 10 times as much as the number that I have just mentioned. So, of course, we can benefit from all fittings, furniture. I have people today in Europe looking into possibility of having furnished model in one of the compounds just for national to see what we are talking about, because the new housing scheme would actually be benefiting from interior designs and would be benefited from also furnishing. So the furniture, and I know that Spanish companies here are very much keen in getting into furniture, and they're probably leading in the region. So I would welcome any furnishing company to get established in the United Arab Emirates, because there is great business coming up, because each house, if we're talking about 20,000 on the next 5 years, national housing, probably there would be 10 times as much as others, but there would be 20,000, at least 20,000 houses that would actually be furnished, and that would be model for other houses to build on. So these are something that I have of my mind. There are many others that could actually be communicated through Chamber of Commerce, who would probably be more knowledgeable when it comes to the companies, the specific companies, as far as the steel structure. As far, maybe my colleague could answer later on this specific or this particular issue.
Lorenzo Gamir le pregunta, señor ministro, en qué situación se encuentran las obras y los planes de la red de metro en Abu Dhabi.
I'm afraid that I have very little input on this specific issue, and I don't know if there is any change in program, but I could always get this information passed to you. My role is more of the federal projects and these specifics when it comes to projects that relates to this to the specific countries or to specific cities of the United Arab Emirates. I might be misleading you if I give you any information that might not be reliable as much as you want it to be. So I could get this information and probably pass it to you, and then if you can circulate it if you wish.
Armando Ramos dice, ¿en qué situación se encuentra el Plan Federal de Ferrocarril Etihad Rail, que se anunció como un proyecto de gran envergadura, tanto en mercancías como en transporte de viajeros, y de momento parece que está parado y solo se ha inaugurado un tramo parcial para mercancías?
Very good question. Now, I don't know if the information on halt is right. Only a month ago, in Ramadan, the second phase was awarded to some Chinese company, and the third phase is in the process of being awarded, and the fourth phase, that is connecting other Emirates, is almost in the process. The design is almost complete. But there is a small issue that we really need to sort out, and that has nothing to do with Ittihad Rail. The rail, when we thought of constructing, we were looking into the GCC rail route. And the GCC means that we have a corridor that could take us from Oman all the way to Saudi Arabia, passing by Kuwait and so forth. United Arab Emirates is the only country that has built its part. And that was the one that you mentioned that was on hold. We built it because we are assuming that in the 2020 there would be other routes being connected to it, and then we can pursue the other one. I believe that Ittihad Rail is going as planned today. The only issue that we would like to see the time framework of how the GCC would actually be connected. I have requested my colleague here to schedule me a meeting probably in London next week to meet my colleague, Minister of Transport of Saudi Arabia, and we would actually be agreeing on time framework that we can link Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. So that is I believe that the Ittihad Rail is going, and the organization with the GCC countries is also going. It was a little bit slow, I agree, but none of the project is being put on hold, and that is fact. Any rumors could actually be defeated by what we see today of awarding phase 2 and phase 3 and so forth.
Antonio Fournier, presidente de Economía, dice: Excelencia, usted ha resaltado, y con razón, las infraestructuras de los Emiratos, líderes regionales y ya operadores mundiales. España ve a los Emiratos como plataforma regional, pero ¿ven las multinacionales emiratíes a España como plataforma hacia Iberoamérica?
Can I get the question again, please?
Sí, le pregunta a Antonio Fournier si las empresas multinacionales emiratíes ven a España como plataforma a Iberoamérica.
Well, no doubt. Spain is a hub for that, and we know for sure the value of Spain when it comes to connecting that part of the world. And that is not only having a common language, but also Spanish companies are very much active when it comes to that region, and we know that. For that reason, probably we felt that it's good to communicate, and it's good to probably draw some memorandum of understanding that we also look into Spanish companies or Spain looking into the United Arab Emirates as a hub for their industries and for transportation to the world. As our ambassador just mentioned, that we within 4 hours you could actually go to 1/3 for the whole inhabitant of the whole world if you have United Arab Emirates as a hub. So we realize that and we accept that, and we improve it, and we feel that we can build on it, that Spain is a hub for Latin America, but we also need Spain to think that we also, United Arab Emirates, is a hub for one third the world, not only one third, only a hub for the Middle East, as have been thought originally. But today, we're well connected with the three major airlines. Two of them are probably in the top five, Emirates and Etihad, and they're connected almost with almost all over the world. So you can also build on United Arab Emirates as being a hub for the region, as much as you realize that Spain is a hub for Latin America.
Muchas gracias. Santiago Bodelón le pregunta, ¿qué posibles efectos tiene sobre el desarrollo de las infraestructuras en Emiratos Árabes Unidos la escalada de tensión en las relaciones entre Estados Unidos e Irán y su impacto en la región?
The tension is more into politics, and the business is more into trade. Today, at the top of it, when the United States was looking into taking actions against Iran, our business is going normal, with all small minor event that could happen anywhere. We still count on our ports as being safe. We count on our ports as being in full operation. We also look into, probably in the circular that I gave you, I'll just give you some numbers when it comes to Jabal Ali, and that is one of the ports that we think. The development of Terminal 4 in Jabal Ali ports is in the progress, and you're talking of some 1.6 million BTU to carry. So we assume business is normal. Now, big events, disaster happen all over the world. Disaster happen across countries, and that is the life today. Nonetheless, United Arab Emirates, as I told you, is the probably safest in the region, and we never thought that we probably consider Plan B when it comes to tension between countries. Tension happens between countries, and that is historical. But business actually is conducted by trade. Yes, there would be some interferences, and that interference have never killed business, rather improved it. So we feel that yes, there are tensions, but the tension does not stop us from strategically building on our ports being the best, building our infrastructure being the best, because we have a vision to be in the top 10 almost in everything by the 2021. So we consider business as normal, and we have never thought that there would be disaster effects if anything happened. That could be. Nonetheless, we do not have it within our daily programs. Just before I came, I have made some investigation on the number of ships that is to be registered in Dubai, and it was 5% more than the month before. So I think that gives us an indication that our business is normal, and we are keen in making it as strong as as it should be.
David Gomila, de Equipos Nucleares, le pregunta por su opinión sobre el desarrollo nuclear civil que actualmente está centrado en la construcción de 4 reactores en Baraca y cuáles son las posibilidades de crecimiento en este sector.
Today, Baraka is a fact, and we are getting into the nuclear technology as being supervised by the agencies, and we're doing great. I'm not too much aware of the inner part of that, because that's something still on the construction and still on a very limited knowledge of a team that is managing the nuclear plant. But definitely, if there is any information that I could share with you, I would definitely make sure that it is transported to you.
La última pregunta, lamento que no haya tiempo para más, la hace Luis Pertejo y le pregunta si contempla su ministerio la desmineralización de agua de mar para su potabilización y consumo, y si contempla la depuración de las aguas residuales urbanas e industriales y cómo lo van a abordar.
Most of our water plants are actually depending on the sea, whether it is in a reverse osmosis that we built probably today, probably the biggest project in the region, on a private initiative that we are actually pursuing today in the Emirates, and we have a restriction on the waste. We are under very specific standards where the waste should actually be dealt with, and as part of the sustainability that we have taken in almost all our projects. So today, any project in the United Arab Emirates have a restriction. We don't dump waste, not on the sea nor on the land. We recycle it as you do here and as you do in anywhere in the world. And we have standards of recycling. There are companies, local companies, international firms that do great when it comes to waste of water and the salt that is associated with the water desalination plants. So we are traditionally we have dealt with this, and we are dealing with it even today with more restriction. Our country is well aware of the green effect, and we're leading on not only on the United Arab region, but probably in the whole Middle East. We lead on the theme of green effect and the gas effect of the environment. So we're very much environmental, very green, and we are sustainable. So that is in a simple answer.
Muchas gracias. En nombre de la compañía CEPSA, que hace posible con su mecenazgo este foro de la nueva economía, don Íñigo Díaz de Espada, director de comunicación de la firma, va a despedir el acto.
Bueno, pues solo unas palabras, y desde luego para CEPSA es muy importante estar aquí con todos ustedes y tener la oportunidad de participar en esta jornada junto con el ministro, Su Excelencia, el ministro de Desarrollo e Infraestructuras y el secretario de Estado de Infraestructuras, Transporte y Vivienda. Con las palabras del ministro hemos escuchado que con una realidad impresionante como es la de Emiratos, que sin duda muchos de ustedes conocen, todavía los proyectos de desarrollo son muy ambiciosos y sin duda las empresas españolas van a tener grandes oportunidades de participar en ellas. Y para nosotros en CEPSA, desde hace 30 años, nuestra compañía cuenta con el apoyo del Fondo Emiratí, actualmente Mubadala, gracias al cual hoy somos una compañía energética global de referencia y creadora de valor sostenible. Y durante este tiempo, y gracias al apoyo de las administraciones emiratíes, nuestra compañía ha reforzado e incrementado su presencia en el país, donde nos gustaría seguir teniendo un papel muy relevante. Y no me gustaría finalizar sin volver a reiterar nuestro agradecimiento a Su Excelencia el Ministro, al Secretario de Estado por su intervención, al nuevo embajador al que recibimos con todo el cariño y estamos seguros que va a ofrecer una gran cooperación, al resto de autoridades y a todos los presentes, y agradecer a José Luis Rodríguez, como siempre, su magnífica organización. Y muchas gracias a todos los asistentes.
Un momento, por favor. El señor ministro quiere hacer una última intervención.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to thank TEPSA for making this event possible. And we've been associated together with a professional company during the last 10 years. For that purpose, this specific company is actually dealing with our master plan in transportation, and they've been doing great, and I thank you very much for it. I would like to conclude by thanking everybody here. You're great, and we hope that we can make our partnership is even better. We have one of the most active ambassadors in the United Arab Emirates being placed in Madrid, just to make sure that our relationship takes a peak during the next few years. We're not very much happy with where the trade limits that we have today. It's probably we are the second. Nonetheless, I think we have, historically, we have a better potential to make trade and business with Spain more, and we hope that we see you in relevant businesses anywhere in the United Arab Emirates, and we hope that we can make such a visit and such a meeting as fruitful as you want it to be. And thank you very much for hosting me this morning. Thank you.